Well, a new year is upon us, which brings us a new House of Representatives controlled by the Democrats, a somewhat new partial government shutdown now 2 weeks old, a not so new special counsel investigation now 20 months old, and a now time tested President Donald J. Trump still holding fast in the Oval Office. Elizabeth Warren, Mitt Romney, and Rashida Tlaib grab the headlines as the new year dawns. Fasten your seatbelts, folks. The wild ride that has been the almost 2 years of the Trump presidency is about to get even wilder, if that's even possible. And joining us to review the bidding and preview the year ahead in politics is Joe Schaefer, national correspondent for LibertyNation.com. Welcome, Joe, and let's get to the heart of the matter right away with the government shutdown. The president is holding out for $5 billion for his wall. The Democrats are offering zero. Which side is more likely to give ground and back down, and when?
Well, Happy New Year, Tim, first of all. Thanks
You
for
as
having
well.
me. I hate to say it, but I think the White House is going to back down first based on how this whole thing's been going for 2 years. Click back to 2017, and we had a Senate Majority Leader who was a Republican and a Speaker of the House who was a Republican telling us we're getting $12 to $15 billion in wall funding, and that wasn't done. And the can just kept getting kicked down the road. Now we have a Democrat House, and we're asking for $5 billion. This wall is supposed to cost $25 billion, so this is just a small down payment, and we're fighting about this. The Trump administration has come down so much on this already. I think any kind of face-saving thing, even if it's far less than $5 billion, I'm afraid that they're going to take it, which is a shame because I think the shutdown is going to hurt Congress much more than it would the White House.
Now, conventional wisdom is that the GOP always gets hurt more than the Democrats by government shutdowns. But that was, of course, turned upside down when after the last partial shutdown, which only lasted a couple of days, Chuck Schumer and the Democrats folded. So which party, if either of them, is going to be most damaged in this shutdown?
Well, I think it's both parties if you look at it in that they're kind of a tag team effort against Trump. We've talked about this before. Trump is outside the traditional party labels. There's a GOP establishment in Congress that is stridently opposed to the changes he wants to make for this country. They're going to lose in this shutdown. They're going to be more discredited than they already are. We already have Ryan leaving. There was an article in Breitbart the other day, a poll saying he had 12% favorability rating as he was exiting, which to me says it all.
It's gone up then. It's gone up then.
Yeah, I think some of his family members were polled. And that just speaks everything to the popularity of the Republican establishment brand. So they're going to lose even more on this, but hey, what do they have to lose? The Democrats are going to lose. They're into Congress now. They're going to look less like adults. They can't run the House. They can't do things. Are they just going to oppose this president for 2 years and not accomplish anything for the American people? So I hope Trump stands strong. Every passing day that this shutdown continues is going to be good for him politically, and it's going to make this Congress that has been opposing the changes the American people elected him to bring about. It's going to bring that up more and more each day and discredit these hack politicians who are holding back the will of the American people.
Okay, well stated. Let's switch gears a little. Weeks after being elected as the first Palestinian ever in Congress, Rashida Tlaib actually says about Trump, "We're going to impeach the mother effer." Now, this is exactly why I said Trump might well benefit by having Democrats running the House for the next couple of years, so we can have a perfect foil, a House run by the resistance, which has now shown its hand early. Will Nancy Pelosi be able to control these upstart progressives? Does she even want to? And will the House be able to accomplish anything outside of launching multiple investigations of the president?
Yeah, it's going to be a real reality show for the next for 2019, isn't it? Um, I don't think she's going to be able to control them. I think there's a higher issue going on here, which is really going to come out into 2019, that the Democrats are divided generationally. There's this older guard of Democrats, Nancy Pelosi kind of personifies them, that does not want to give way to upstart progressives, is another way of saying a younger generation of Democrats who are more stridently progressive. But there's some old-fashioned power politics going on with these older Democrats. They don't want to cede the reins. The younger people are not happy about it. Nancy Pelosi's not leading anything right now when it comes with her own party. And that's going to be what goes on in 2019, I think, is we're going to see this generational conflict between Democrats. And I actually think it's gonna cause even more chaos because they're gonna still be going after Trump 24 hours a day. So, good or bad, do we want a Democratic House to accomplish anything? I guess no. But here we go. We're gonna have another year of Congress not doing anything, and the clock is ticking on the Trump administration. Unfortunately, hopefully he'll be elected, but we need our wall. We got to get our wall. We were promised a wall, and the White House has to figure out a way around this. There's going to be chaos in Congress, and they have to find out how to get the things done that they need to get done.
All right, Joe. Now, Elizabeth Warren is first out of the gate in what's likely to be an incredibly crowded Democratic field of presidential hopefuls that want to take on Trump in 2020. Senator Warren cut the G's off the end of her words, talked about her daddy, apparently trying to sound like an authentic everyday American and not the left-wing Harvard professor and Massachusetts senator that she is. Does she have a prayer?
She's got no chance at all, and I think she knows it even. But it's funny. I watched that video of her drinking the bottle of beer and trying to sound like a regular regular gal, and I actually didn't think it was that bad. It wasn't Dukakis riding around in the tank. But, it wasn't that bad.
Oh, the memories.
But if you're old enough to remember that, like some of us are, but still people jumped all over her. And I think that again shows that these younger progressives have had it with these older Democrats. I think she doesn't want to be put into that label with the Dianne Feinsteins, the Nancy Pelosi's, even the Joe Biden. She wants it to not be that old guard, but she is that old guard, and she's not getting out of that. And the young progressives aren't letting her get away with it. She's not going to have any appeal to them. And even worse here, we're going to see this Democratic presidential primary, which is going to start in 2019. It starts earlier every election. It's just going to devolve into this cheesy, bad reality show, which hopefully will show the American voters that this is not a party that you can trust with governing this country. They're immature. They don't really have ideas. So it's all posturing. It's all presenting themselves. It's all cheesy labels and coming up with bumper sticker ideas. They don't have anything to offer the American people. And so, let it happen. Let them battle each other out, look as bad as they can publicly. Trump should really, really be the winner in all of this.
Now, with all due respect, Joe, I do think that Elizabeth Warren already had her Dukakis in the tank moment when she released the results of that DNA test, which showed that she's actually only half as Indian as the average American. But be that as it may, it's truly remarkable that here we are less than 2 years from the 2020 presidential election. And the leader by far among Democrats is a guy, Joe Biden, who had run twice before and never exceeded 1% and won absolutely nothing. So that's the state of the Democratic Party. Thanks for joining us, Joe. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Joe Schaefer, national correspondent for LibertyNation.com. Stay close, because after a quick break, we'll be back with Say What.